Okay, hey guys. So I'm going to do a quick reading. I've been seeing these things about Ashanti and Nelly. Apparently they got this new like reality show about, I don't know, their life, their relationships. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I'm not really into like reality shows like that. But there was like a clip where he said something that got like started trending on social media that got people upset. He said something about how he doesn't change their son's diaper. He says like either he's not gonna do something like that or he doesn't do that anymore. A lot of people are like saying like, oh guys, he's just playing, he's just joking. If you watch the full episode or whatever, you can clearly see he's just joking and playing. Other people are like, no, he's being serious, probably because of his age or because he have other children that are older, possibly like he's no longer interested in doing the whole like raising a child thing in a way. I don't know, that's what people are saying. I don't really have a personal opinion about it because I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I just want to do this reading because I'm very curious. I actually have done readings on Nelly and Ashanti before. I think I did two, but I never posted them. Like they're like private or whatever. I never got a chance to post them. Unfortunately, they're old now, so there's no reason for me to post them. So hopefully with this reading, I can actually post it for you guys that have a actual public reading on Nelly and Ashanti for once. But yeah, so you're probably asking what this reading's gonna be on. Basically, I'm gonna be pulling on first their like current energies, like what's their energies right now. With everything going on, people are talking about it. Some people are mad at Nelly. Some people feel sorry for Ashanti. Some people are saying I told you so. Some people are saying you guys are exaggerating or joking, yada yada yada. It's very mixed right now. It's very mixed. I'm honestly very surprised that again he will be bold enough to say that. Again, people said he was just joking, so I don't know. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe if I actually saw the clip, I'd have been like, okay, I can hear like the jokiness in his tone or something like that. Yada yada yada. But whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna be pulling cards on their current energy, and I'm gonna be pulling cards on how they currently feel about each other. Okay. So yeah, let's get into this reading. Okay, I pulled 3 cards to represent their current energy right now. The tarot card on the left represents Ashanti's current energy of herself. The tarot card on the right will represents Nelly's current energy of himself, and the tarot card in the middle represents, I guess you can say, the energy between, mostly to clarify both of their individual energies. So yeah, so let's hop into it. I'm just gonna flip them all over and tell you how it is. Simple as that. Okay, so tarot card on the left that represents Ashanti's current energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles upright. Now I think about it, I don't think I know their zodiac signs. I feel like Nelly's a water sign. I feel like he's a water sign. But maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to check later. But tarot card on the right, that represents Nelly's current energy. We have the 3 of Swords upright. And a tarot card in the middle that represents the energy between Nelly and Ashanti, that clarifies the energy between. We have the reverse Page of Cups. That's not good, huh? Okay, off first glance, Nelly is not happy. Well, of course, with everybody, dragging him, saying that what he said was messed up, yada, yada. I feel like he's upset. If you connecting the 3 of Swords upright to the reverse Page of Cups, that one, people are making him look like, or he's coming off as a bad partner. And also, people are dragging his true self, which means, like, if he was joking, it's like his personality, where he's a jokester, but people are upset about him joking, which makes him feel some type of way, because that's like, oh, I'm always been a jokey person, a goofy guy. You guys are like coming at me being mad. It's making me not want to show my true self to the public because people are going to judge me. It's kind of like that type of vibe. It's very heartbroken about feeling judged, being judged as a bad partner and being judged as a person. It's almost like he gave you guys a glimpse of his true self, and people saw negative and attacked him in a way. Like, he feels attacked, he feels hurt and betrayed, almost like he's been receiving so much love and admiration so far, And for all this to go like 180, it really it's like it really hurts. It's like it hits the heartstrings, is what I'm trying to say. So right now he's upset, he's sad. He's very sad about the fact of what's going on right now in the celebrity news outlets about talking about this little clip of what he said about the diaper thing. What worries me about the Three of Swords in the Page of Cups reverse is that he could be caring more about what the public thinks versus like the reality of the fact. So let's just say if he wasn't joking about the whole diaper thing, wouldn't it make sense to feel more bad about, I don't know, I guess you can say like embarrassing your partner, or like second guessing yourself as a partner or a person, like your individual self and stuff like that? But it feels like he's more focused on, he's more hurt by the fact other people are seeing him as bad, unfit, or these negative things. He's more hurt by that than the actuality of the whole situation, is what I'm getting from these cards so far. Of course, allegedly for entertainment purposes. I'm not saying Nelly's a bad person. When you're a celebrity, of course, you have to care about the public because, that's how you make your money. That's what famous people do. They care about the public. They need their attention. They need the money, views, all these type of things. So it makes sense for him to care about the public. But I just find it very interesting that there's no self-reflection going on here. Because the reverse Page of Cups is a little too immature to see beyond the surface, in my opinion. Like, if you ask my opinion coming off these cards, not like my true opinion, because like I said, I have no clue about the whole thing, but looking at the cards, in my true opinion about did he mean what he say, honestly, it feels more non-serious to me, like almost like a joke. It does kind of feel like a joke in my opinion, like maybe a poor tasting joke, but it does feel like a joke. Like I said, the reverse Page of Cups, which is connecting the energy between them. So both of them, Ashanti and Nelly, is giving me more like playing around or joking around type of vibes. The immaturity, being childish, having fun, stuff like that, being a little foolish here and there, like da 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 da. Like we're just like, it's kind of like that. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think he was being serious. I don't think so. I don't think Ashanti took it that seriously. It doesn't feel that serious, to be honest with you. So like if I had to, I guess you can say, choose a side, I guess I would be leaning more towards what people said, that it was a joke, he was joking. It feels very joke-like, to be honest with you. And I even said earlier about how he felt attacked and hurt, that people were coming for him more of his personality, because I feel like he might have like a goofy, fun, like this type of, immature, childish, this youthfulness type of personality that he sometimes shows people. And maybe you guys saw a glimpse of it. And when he got attacked, he felt hurt because it's like his true self. This ain't no persona, or he's not like trying to, put on a facade and nothing like that. That was a little bit a glimpse of his true self, and he got attacked for it, and he feels some type of way. He feels hurt and betrayed by that. So that's what I feel like. I feel like he actually was somewhat joking, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to lean towards he was joking versus him being serious. Okay, hopping away from Nelly real quick to Ashanti's energy. Very interesting. She came up with the Queen of Pentacles upright as her current energy. And to me, with the Queen of Pentacles upright, she seems to be very comfortable and happy. She's enjoying her motherhood. She's enjoying where her career is at, like where they're doing their money, all type of things. She's enjoying, what's the word? I guess you can say like the fruits of her labor in a way. It feels like almost like a long time in the making. She finally can almost rest in her, not femininity. It's like resting in her, like her true place. It's almost like someone that knows that they deserve better, or they were promised a certain type of life or lifestyle. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it to you. This Queen of Pentacles energy. She just feels like she's finally getting everything she deserves. She feels very blessed to finally have the things that she, I guess in a way, craved all her life. Like, almost like all the hard work paid off. Hopefully, again, that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it. Her energy is kind of like, it isn't as straightforward as Nelly's, because Nelly's feel very emotional. Hers just feel like it's very airy in a way. It's like bubbly and airy that's going on in my head. It's almost like going with the flow, pop bubble here, pop bubble there. It's just sitting and relaxing, and it's kind of like that. Her energy is a little bit different than his energy. But anyway, with the Queen of Pentacles connecting to the reverse Page Cups for Ashanti's current energy, and energy between her and Nelly. Funny enough, I don't think. I wonder, does Ashanti even like the more childish, youthful side of Nelly? Because I don't know. It's like, I don't think she hates it. I just feel like it's remind me of that saying, it's a time and a place for everything. So I don't think she was embarrassed about what he said about the whole diaper thing. I just feel like she's more like, come on, Nelly, there's like a time and place for a lot of things. Almost like, yeah, it's a time to be honest, be playful, act a little, childish, be goofy, but also a time you gotta remember to pay attention to certain things you say, how to present yourself a certain type of way. Because like I said, almost like people will take something and run with it. I feel like Ashanti's a little more, I guess, if we had to like talk about like, fame, being famous or whatever, like I don't know a lot about her. I feel like she would be a lot more, she would take it a lot more serious, people who have like pay attention to your image, be careful what you say, almost like PR train, that's the word, PR train. I feel like Ashanti either is, or the way she carries herself is very PR trained. She knows that you can't just do certain things, especially online, the internet, where things can be there forever. She's very self-aware of that, and sometimes Nelly does things that kind of makes her like, why'd you do that? Why'd you say that? This might not come out right. It's almost like, why are you doing that? It's kind of like that. So far, I'm actually liking Ashanti's energy. Her energy is very almost down to earth. Like I said earlier, that bubbly air, just thought bubble here, just like chilling, relaxing, finally enjoying the fruits of your labor. I like her vibes so far, the energy I'm getting from Ashanti. I like her vibes. There's nothing wrong with Nelly's vibes. I do have a little bit of problem with him overly focusing on, the public validation or what the public thinks and this and that. But, he's a celebrity, so I'll let that slide. I just think with the Queen of Pentacles upright in the reverse Page of Cups, I feel like Ashanti might feel a little bit not insecure. It's not self-conscious. What's the word I'm thinking of? Like maybe embarrassed. I don't know. She's very wary of the things that Nelly does and say. Almost like you're like, oh, you're gonna embarrass me, or you're gonna embarrass yourself, or you're gonna make this look bad. It's almost like she's a little self-conscious. Oh, maybe that's the word I'm thinking of self-conscious about the things that Nelly does, because she's worried that people are not going to see it the same way that she does. Of course, they're in a relationship, so she probably know Nelly more than any of us, because we're outside people. We don't know these people personal lives. Even me, even though I'm doing the tarot and or whatever, I don't know these people personally or their whole personal lives. I barely know anything about them, to be honest with you. But yeah, I feel like she probably feels like people don't know Nelly the way she does, so she's a lot more not self-conscious, what I said earlier, she's more worried about how people will take Nelly's true self, like his behaviors, his actions, because they're less serious. They're less, I guess how I can describe it is, think of a power couple. When you think of a power couple, you think of these two individuals. They're like classy, they're mature, they're all about the business, they're super serious and stuff like that. Nelly will be the opposite of that. I'll be honest with you. He'll be opposite of that. I'm not saying he's not capable of being like a power couple or a super, super successful, a businessman. I'm pretty sure he already is. I'm just saying his true self isn't that serious. He's not that mature. He isn't that that put together, like, oh, like I said earlier with the power couple, we think of this suit and tie, like really put together stuff like that. He's not really like that. And I feel like his flaws, I'm being careful with that word, his flaws are a lot more obvious than people might realize. Like, they're more obvious than you think. And I feel like that's a big reason why Ashanti's almost like protective and very worried. It's giving me very like a mother's worrying about their child, like their behavior, like, oh my goodness, what are they doing? Then they stop doing that, they might get hurt, or they might do this and that. Don't say that in front of people, don't say that in public. It's almost giving me like that, which I find very interesting. Just in Ashanti's perspective, Nelly's a little more sloppy with the things he say and do. That makes her worry because she doesn't want him, say the wrong thing, make this big mistake and stuff like that. Especially when he, in a way, means well. He's not like he's doing things maliciously, saying things to embarrass her or do this and that. He's not doing it on purpose. It's just, that's the type of person he is in her eyes. Like, that's his personality. Him being like this or saying something like this, like jokingly, is things he does. But people might not understand that. But okay, let me move on to the second part of this reading. Okay. Real quick, do you guys think he was joking around? What do you guys think? You guys think he was joking? Let me know in the comment section. But anyway, the second part of this reading will be like, what's their current feelings toward each other? It's a little bit different from doing like an energy check on them. This is going to really highlight, how they're feeling towards each other. Because when I pulled earlier for the current energy, it seems like Nelly was focused more on the backlash. Ashanti, she just vibing. She didn't really feel bothered by what he said. It's almost more worried about the things he do. Like, this is like a pattern he does sometimes, this and that. But anyway, let's get into it. Again, the tarot card on the left will represent Ashanti's current feelings towards Nelly. Tarot card on the right will represent Nelly's current feelings towards Ashanti. And the tarot card in the middle represents, it'll clarify and represents the energy between Nelly and Ashanti. So let's hop in. I'm going to flip them all over. So the first one, we have the tarot card on the left will represent Ashanti's current feeling towards Nelly. We have the reverse Hermit card. Tarot card on the right will represent Nelly's current feelings towards Ashanti. We have the Two of Swords upright. Okay, swords again coming from Nelly. But tarot card in the middle, which will represent energy between them and clarify these cards a little bit better. We have the Ten of Swords. Oh. Okay. You remember when I said a couple seconds ago about how I feel like, or I said something about Ashanti, like, what I say, memory. Oh, about how, like, this ain't the first time he's done this. Okay, first glance, that Ten of Swords, why do I feel like Ashanti told him about this, warned him about this, saying these certain things, doing these certain things, and he does not listen? Because that Two of Swords on Nelly's side, for his current feelings towards Ashanti, he feels like, one, I should listen to you. Because that Two of Swords, like, okay, to be fair, yeah, I should listen to you. I shouldn't have doubted you, okay? But also, that Two of Swords upright could be misinterpreting something that Ashanti said and then blaming her for the aftermath. It's almost like, but you said this is your fault this happened. I don't know why I'm getting blame coming from Nelly's side, almost like he's blaming her, even though I feel like it's a more his fault, because there's like being blinded to what I said, and it's almost like he only heard certain things that she said, almost like certain parts of the warning. So he's getting mad by the fact that he didn't fully listen to the warning. Almost like, but you said if I do this and that, this is not going to happen. But you only listened to half of what I said. I said, yes, if you do this and this is not going to happen. But if you do that, this other thing is going to happen. It's kind of like that. It's almost like he only heard half of what she said. For some reason, I feel like it's almost like, almost like when a child listens to their nagging mother. I wouldn't say nagging, but you know when a child listens to their parents and they're just like, it's almost like they're half listening, like they heard what you said, but a couple seconds later this happens. Like, but what happened? Almost like your mom tells you, do not run on the floor because she just mopped it, and you're like, okay, I got it, you just mopped the floor. But the kid gonna be a kid, doing his thing, and decides, run or do something and forgets what the mom said, and they ran and they slipped on the floor and be like, what? Oh, I thought the floor was dry. Like, even though the mom said, like, I literally just mopped the floor earlier, but you said that was earlier. The floor should be dry by now. Well, the floor is still wet. Guess what? The floor is still wet. And you slipped and fell. And I warned you about the floor. Just because I mopped earlier doesn't mean the floor is automatically dry. So it's kind of like that. I feel like there is some misinterpretations. I don't think it's miscommunication, because I feel like it was said very upfront about, be careful what you say, don't do this and that. And he still almost half listened and still did this and that. So he's kind of upset by Ashanti because of that. Almost like, it's not like, oh, you set me up per se. It's almost like I listened to you and I still got backlash, or I listened to you and you were wrong, or something like, it's more like that. All I can say is that Nelly, despite this, he learned his lesson. So I'm very curious if he's going to continue showing his true side, his true personality to the public after this whole situation. I don't know. It would be surprising, if he did personally. Maybe he'd be a lot more careful with the things he say, the things he does. Cause I do feel like the Ten of Swords, almost like all them swords, those negative things people said hit deep. They hit deep, and it hurt his feelings. Put it like that, it hurt his feelings. So maybe he's be a little more sensitive about the things he says and does now, and definitely going to listen better to Ashanti. Honestly, even though Nelly's side's his side of his cards are a little more negative neutral, I still feel like he learned a valuable lesson that's going to help him move on in the future. So even though, there's a little bit of blame, a lot of people do that sometimes, when you get mad or upset or something bad happens, like you blame someone just automatically in your head, like, oh my God, why did it makes me think about when my grandmother rearranged her living room, and I guess the coffee table was pushed out a little bit further. And then when I was walking by, I tripped over the coffee leg, almost fell. And of course, you're hurt a little bit. You're like in pain. You stump your foot or whatever. You're angry. You want to blame someone. Like, what the heck? Like, why did you have the table out? Like, you're not even acknowledging the fact that you could have been a little more careful, paid more attention to your surroundings. It's almost like a reflex, since the house or the living room used to be a certain way. You're used to it. So when it got rearranged, you didn't really process what really happened, even though she told you that she rearranged the living room. But you still tripped over the table and you're mad and you want to blame her for moving the coffee table. It's kind of like that. It reminds me a little bit of that. Hopefully it makes sense. I'm trying to explain it in a way. I don't want you guys thinking that he's like angry at her and blaming her for everything, because it's not like that. It's more like, it's a little more a reflex, and also misinterpreting what she said in a way. But don't worry, it's all good. He understands his mistakes in the situation, okay? He's going to be a lot more smarter, definitely going to listen harder to Ashanti, her warnings and things she says, her little wisdom and stuff like that. Okay, now hopping back over to the left side for Ashanti's perspective on how she currently feels towards Nelly. Crazy enough, she got the reverse hermit card for her feelings towards Nelly, which is a little concerning because she feels like this whole situation caused him to like drastically shut himself in, hide certain things, hide his feelings, self-isolate, withdraw his emotions a little bit. Because I guess with the reverse hermit card connecting to the Ten of Swords upright, because he feels hurt, betrayed in a way. it's like she can clearly see that he's feeling a lot of negative emotions right now, especially the whole like being labeled as bad partner, bad parent, or being seen as a certain type of way, this negative light, how that's affecting him. Because like I said earlier, I do think that was a little bit of his true self coming out here with the whole, like, allegedly, I believe he was in a way joking. He wasn't that serious, and playing around and stuff like that. I don't think it was as serious people might think it is and stuff like that. So it hurts Ashanti's heart and her feelings seeing him just retreat, want to like hide, duck, just like keep to himself, like withdraw a lot of his, I guess, youthful and childish traits that he have, like try to conceal that because it's been attacked. And funny enough, I think allegedly for entertainment purposes, I think Ashanti subconsciously, in a way, almost a little bit blames herself. It's almost like she feels like a failure for not properly getting the point across or properly protecting Nelly in a way. Even though what I said earlier about Nelly indirectly kind of blaming her, but I feel like it just misdirected emotions and anger or whatever. But Ashanti does feel like, a little bit of this, like, her fault. Like, I should have protected him better. I should have said this a lot better. I should have honed in on what he can and can't say. I should have reminded him to be careful before we started, doing this, not to say certain things like that. And now people are coming for him. They're hurting his feelings. It's making me feel awful. Like I failed him, stuff like that. She's doing a lot of self-blame, which is very sad to say. Because again, I don't think, no offense, I definitely don't think this is Ashanti's fault, to be honest with you. And I just feel technically it would be Nelly's fault, but that's just his personality. So it's almost like you have your foot in your mouth. I think it was a situation like that. When you just talk too much, you're being too much of yourself, and you put your foot in your own mouth a little bit. But again, it's not as negative as you guys might think. It's not as negative. I just feel like, just one of those little slip-ups. It's honestly giving that a little slip-up. This situation definitely has been a reminder that locked them back in. Like, we're celebrities. You gotta carry yourself a certain type of way. You gotta be careful what you said. That's what I said earlier about it feels like Ashanti, her energy gives me more PR trained. Nelly's energy does not, for some reason. Maybe it's because, over time, this and that, he kind of got out of it. Or is, trying to transition back in. Maybe because he's a little too more, like down to earth, laid back in a way. Something like that, like laid back, something like that. Where he forgets that, he's a celebrity. You gotta be careful what he says and stuff like that. Guys, it just feel really sad. No offense, I feel more sad for Ashanti for self-blaming herself for the situation, even though it's not her fault. I just feel more sad for her. I'm not saying I don't have sympathy for Nelly, but it's like, I'm pretty sure both of them are above the age of 40 or late 30s, in their 40s. I know Nelly is pretty older. Like, I think he's in late 40s, something getting closer to 50s, even though he looks very young and stuff like that. I just feel like if you've been in the industry, you should know the do's and don'ts, okay? You should know the do's and don'ts of things you say, the things you do. Maybe because they're old school, they're from like a different generation, why it might be a little bit different now. So maybe that's what it is for Nelly. Maybe because he's used to the celebrity lifestyle from back in the day versus now has a lot more different. Things are more online. People remember little things. It's like things can reach a broader audience, something like that. Maybe that's what it is for Nelly. He used to like the older generation, how things were, versus the newer generation that are being introduced to him as a person. They might not understand him or his true personality in a way. So maybe that's what it is. Even though I do see that Nelly will be getting better at being careful about the things he says and do going forward, I'm a little worried that he might disassociate, which means like he might go full blown like hiding his true self. Like it reminds me of someone who opened themselves to someone and it's not the right person and they completely break your trust, and now you're like, oh, I'll never trust anybody ever again, or I'll never open myself up ever again. It reminds me of that, and that's why Ashanti is very worried. And I'm a little worried that he might just do that, guys. I think he might just do that. And like, oh, you only see either he's gonna be more quiet, or you might see the persona versus his real self, and he might end up just letting Ashanti control the whole flow of their public relationship. Almost like it's almost like she answers the questions, or I ask her first. I don't do anything. I ask her first or ask her permission, almost like giving her full control and power of how to navigate the relationship in the public versus like actual behind the scenes. So that's very concerning. That's very concerning. I'm not saying, I do feel like in a way that's smart, but also bad because he's doing it for the wrong reasons, because he's shutting himself out, hiding his true self, his true desire, his true emotions while doing that. And I don't think he's the type of person who likes to hide his true feelings. Okay, now I'm starting to feel bad for Nelly. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna pull some more cards. Okay, because I need a little more clarity, because what in the world's going on here? Okay, I just pulled 3 more tarot cards to clarify Nelly's perspective on his current feelings towards Ashanti. So we have the reverse Fool. We have the Ace of Swords. Again, swords. I'm getting so many air sign swords for Nelly. I know for a fact he got to be a water sign though, so I'm a little surprised where his energy is being so cut and dry. And also, oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. Swords, it's all about logic. Don't use your emotions. Oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. It just not clicked of being more like strategic about not using your, like not relying on your emotions or emotional outbursts. You have to be more logical about things you say. Almost like cutting off your emotions in a way. Oh my goodness, I just said that. But back to the card pulling of clarifying more of Nelly's current feelings towards Ashanti. Again, he feels dumb, because we got the reverse Fool card, being foolish, impulsive, reckless with your things you do, feeling stupid. I'm not saying he's stupid, he feels dumb for what he did, because he realized now that everything happened, it's a little bit of like realizing like, okay, I can't just do this. I just can't say certain things because people are going to take it a certain type of way. He kind of realizing that now. And with the Ace of Swords in the middle and the 10 of Pentacles, he realized that his actions can severely affect his whole freaking money opportunity, which means it can affect his career with Ashanti, because they got, they are now a union or partnership, so both of their money, and his image and reputation. And since Pentacles are about superficial things, this is also going to be about the fame and stuff like that, your relevancy. There we go. It's just, he feels like him being too upfront, too honest to himself is a big negative right now. It's not what he expected. He thought being, his true self would be more enduring for people, but after the way people reacted, he realized no. He cannot risk that ruining their brand that they've built over these few years after, they came back together. They got pregnant. I think they're married or engaged, something like that. All these things. He doesn't want to ruin that momentum, all that hard work, all these business and money opportunities they got. Like, they literally got a show with their, whole relationship, just them. He doesn't want to ruin that and be like, what's that couple, that toxic couple? Like, I think her name is Krishan Rock Krishan Rock and Blueface, because I think they had like a reality show too, but they were toxic and people didn't want them to be together, and they hated on them, they hated seeing them together because they were a hot mess. He probably realized that he doesn't want their relationship to be seen as like super negative, super toxic, or nothing like that. They just want to be, somewhat perfect, or just like, the lovable couple goals, stuff like that type of way. Come off that way. But this whole situation have gave him a lot of clarity on how to present himself going forward, or how to handle the situation going forward, so he doesn't make the same mistakes. In a way, he'll at least try not to. It's almost like he finally sees the severity of his actions, or the things he says, how they can dramatically affect Ashanti and their brand that they built together now. The sad thing about this, before I pull some more cards for Ashanti's perspective, I do feel like Nelly doesn't really, deep down, he doesn't want to micromanage the things he says, the things that he say, or the things that he does, or whatever. But he knows that it's the right thing to do, because he has a lot more things to, I guess, risk or lose with that 10 of Pentacles over there. And he doesn't want to lose all this hard work, especially since, he's the not breadwinner. Well, maybe he is, but the person in a relationship who, helps who's supposed to be the provider. He wants to be the provider. There we go. Sorry guys, like sometimes I forget words. And he feels like he's obligated to provide the best life for Ashanti and their child. But yeah, let me pull a few more cards for Ashanti's perspective on her current feelings towards Nelly real quick. Okay, I pulled 3 more tarot cards this time for Ashanti, clarifying her current feelings towards Nelly. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the reverse Queen of Swords. And then we have, again, all this air, we have the reverse Knight of Swords. Like I said earlier, she does feel like Nelly was being a little reckless, even though she had warned him. I feel like she have nagged him too. And it's not like she's not disappointed. She's not really upset. She's just very protective of this relationship, this life. I'm not going to say image, because I don't feel like it's very surface level. It's more like, it's almost like she showed everybody the positive, the good parts of Nelly, and she doesn't want Nelly or people's reactions to things that he does to ruin this newfound interest in them, their relationship. And I just think it's like she worked too hard to get all these certain things in her life, I guess you can say, perfect in a way, and she doesn't want it to all fall apart. Because that could be why the 9 of Wands is upright, because being protective, doing anything in your power to preserve this sanctuary, this happy place, this relationship, this environment, or whatever. And we have the reverse Queen of Swords connecting to that 9 of Wands. It makes me think it's going to make this whole situation is going to make Ashanti be more blunt, and I feel like it's going to be a lot more harsher. She's going to be a little more stern with Nelly, almost like I said, it's giving a little bit of mother, but it's giving more scolding, and it's like a boss-like energy. Like, it's between a mother and boss-like energy. It's almost like she's going to be more harsh and blunt with Nelly. Like, Nelly, do not say that. If you say that, people are gonna, I don't know, think you're stupid. Like, I know this might sound crazy. I just feel like she's gonna be a lot more honest and blunt with Nelly, because maybe she was sugarcoating it in the past about, maybe you shouldn't, say that. Like, yeah, that is true and funny, but maybe you shouldn't say that. She might just be like, don't say that. It's stupid. People gonna think you're dumb. It's like she might go full on, like, to protect his feelings, to protect him or them for any more backlash. She might have to go full on blunt, honest, like no fucks given, just to like keep him from making the same mistake more than once, stuff like that. Almost micromanaging him, like, like I said earlier, it's giving me a mixture of mothering him or like a boss, like giving authority over you, what you can and can't do. It's giving me a little bit of that. I'm also worried with this very strong, dominating energy. I wonder if Nelly's going to feel emasculated. I wonder. I don't know, because I said earlier that he actually might go along with it because he might disattach his emotions from the whole, hide his true feelings, stuff like that, like go along with it, like almost like ask Ashanti, like, or get clarity from her first before he say anything. Cause I do feel like he would go along with that. I just don't think it's for the betterment of him. I just feel like Ashanti is going to have to like shut Nelly down or almost like interrupt. It's giving someone who has to, what's the word? Like she's going to have to overly watch him and manage him. Almost like they could be, having an interview and she's going to have to jump into the interview to stop him from saying something like, oh, da, 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 right, honey, or right, babe, or whatever. It's almost like she has to jump in this, like, guide the conversation this way, stop him from saying that, interrupt him, try to brush it off and change it. I wonder, oh my goodness. Because that reverse queen of swords energy is strong energy. Like that's strong energy, and it's not pretty, baby. It's not pretty. That's like I said earlier. Very harsh, hurt your feelings. A little bit cold hearted, like blunt, straightforward. Like she's gonna tell the truth, but it might be a little too much. Like there's no sugar to these words. It's giving me that. It reminds me of the saying of, if I don't say it to you, someone else gonna say it to you. It's gonna hurt your feelings even more. It's almost like that. And the crazy thing about all of this is like Ashanti's doing this out of protection, out of love, despite how it might come off to Nelly and her actions. She's not doing it to be controlling or whatever. She's doing it like to protect you almost from yourself in a way. Because in her mind, she doesn't want to see you be like that, get that hurt, having to be that reserve going forward. Like, it's almost like, I guess, like stopping the problem before it happens kind of thing. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see more Ashanti talking, maybe less Nelly, or more Ashanti guiding how things go when it comes to conversations and interviews. Okay, so I think this reading is long enough, so let me go ahead and end it. I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.